Now let me see in this class the parameter parsing, the last topic of this chapter. So the same book we are going to follow, the complete reference as well as the other sources we are going to follow to discuss about this topic. Now parameter parsing already you have studied in the C functions. In the functions like what are the ways of parameter parsing or values to a function means call by value and call by reference. So in the same fashion here also we have in the methods we can pass the values or we can pass the parameters or we can pass the reference as well. Passing the parameters, passing the values, both are same. Like we are going to passing the method name of 20, 30, 40, like this we can pass the values. Or else instead of that we can pass a comma, b comma, c comma, like this also we can pass. We can pass by the arguments. Arguments nothing but variables. We can pass by the value. Value means with the help of the values we can pass it. And we can pass with the help of the reference. Reference is what? Normally there, the address of that variable. We can pass it. But here the address nothing but what? Objects. So because we are going to dealing with the class, so we are creating an instance for that class, nothing but creating a reference for that class as a object. So we are going to be called by reference instead of call by object. Okay. So like this we can have many. Let me see one after the other. Now, before going to starting of this, let us know about what actually parameter means. Parameters is nothing but we are going to be talking with the method. When you want to be do some computations in the method, we are going to be passing some information to that one. Information can be passed to methods as parameters. So this information can be passed to methods as parameters. Now to passing the information to the methods, we are going to using this parameters. So parameters can be act as a variables inside the method. So these parameters, whatever you are going to passing for that method, after the call by, like you are saying, calling function, called by function, right? Calling function nothing but who will call that function. Called by function is nothing but the definition of that one, definition of the function. Now when you are calling this function with the help of these parameters, now once it is go to the called function, once this parameters goes to the definition, in that definition, open braces to close braces will be inside the method. We can use that parameters as variables, right? You are going to passing, say for example, add of 10 a comma b comma c in the calling function. While you are writing the definition of the add, inside that we can use these parameters as the variables of that method. Okay, so parameters are going to be specified with the method name followed by inside the parenthesis. So where you are going to mentioning after the method name within the parenthesis, we are going to mentioning each parameter, and we are going to separating each parameter with comma operator. So we can pass the values or information. We can pass the information to the method with the help of pass by arguments or pass by values or pass by reference, or we can pass objects as parameters, and we can take it off pass as a object as a parameter, and we can take the object itself as a return type. That also we can consider. So only we can do in the two ways we can do it. One is call by value, call by reference. Next is second, the call by objects. The parameters can be called by objects. The third one is going to dealing with the subtopic in this parameters passing, but it is not the way of passing this one. We say it is already in the second one only. But once you have done that job, again we can return the methods also. So that is the third one. It's not the third way of parameter passing. Only we can pass by arguments or by values or by reference or by objects only. Okay, this is it. We can return the objects also. First, take the first one, parameter passing by values. Now here I'm creating a class called as test. For any primitive types, we have primitives, non-primitive data type, right? For any primitive data type, we can pass by value. So we are taking a class called as test, and I'm taking a method called as meth. Now I'm just assigning whatever. These are the parameters is coming from calling method. So this is called method because it's a definition, right? Open braces to close braces is called as definition of the method. Now here is called as parameters. This is coming from I, j is coming from calling method. Now this I and j we can be used as local. In this one we can use as variables inside the method. Now I equal to I into 2, j equal to j by 2. This is the class has end over here. The class is ended. The class is ended here. Now we are going to be creating for calling a main method. We are calling another class called as call by value, the name of the class. Now I'm calling the main method. I'm calling the constructor. Now I'm assigning a equal to 15, b equal to 20. Now once it is going to assigning, we are just displaying a value and b value before calling that method. So a value is what? 15 will be displayed here. And what is the b value? It will be 20. Now we are going to be calling ob.meth. Because why we are going to calling with ob? Where is the method? In the class test. So we have to create that object. With the help of that object, we are going to calling this method, a comma b. So this is called, this line which is ends with semicolon is called as calling method. Like calling function you are saying, right, in the C, here calling method. Now a comma b are called as actual arguments here. Actual arguments, what? It is a original values, original variables. Now once it is called, it will go back to here. It will go to this one. It will coming back to here. Now what is I? I value is 15 here. And what is J? J value is 20. Because a comma b, right, we are passing. A value is I, J value is B. Now I value 15, J value 20. When you perform this, I equal to I into 2 means it is a 30. Now when you are performing J equal to J by 2 means 20 by 2, it is a 10. Okay, so I value 30 and J value 10 over here. Agree? Now these two values, I value 30, J value 10, these two values will be there. Now once again it is completed, it will come back to here. Again it will come back to this one, the cursor, the control will comes back to here. Now system.out.println A and B after call of this one, A and B or both are, it is going to display. Now what is the A value here and what is the B value? It's the same, 15 and 20, because we have changed here itself. Whatever the changes you have done, it is only reflected to in this local body. If you display here itself system.out.println of I and J, it will display I value as 30 and J value as 20. But here you are going to display A and B value. It is not reflected because once you are creating a class object for this, a class is a test is a class. What are the data members here in this class we are considering here? Here you are going to create an object, right, for this object. And what are the data members here for object of this one? What are the variables here? We are considering I and J. This is local to this. I and J are local to meth. Now for this test, once you are creating obj, what are the data members of ob, the data object? The data members of obj is nothing. No data members are there. See, any data members are there in this class test? Any data members are there? No. For which class is this there? For the class call by value, there are the two variables. For the class by value, call by value class, for this, there are the two variables, A and B. This is A and B. Now A value is 15 here and B value is 20. Okay. For this obj, there is no values. There is no data members. See, any data members are there here? No data members. So it is going to changing I and J, which is local to meth only. It is only local to meth only. It is not reflected to the actual. So that is called as here call by value. So that's why once you are again displaying after the call, after this call where you are going to display A and B, the values it is going to display as 15 and 20 only, but it not display the 30 and 10. So that's the output of this program is 15, 20 before call and after call also 15, 20. Hope you understood this, right? So only just we are calling a method and this is called as, we can directly call 15 here, directly call 20 here. It is called as call by value. We can store the values in a variable A and store the value of B, 20 in B, and thus variables can be passed here. That also be called as call by value. Okay. Now coming to the next part, that is call by reference. This is through reference. Call by reference. Call by reference, same program we are considering, no change in the program. Test the program. Now what we are doing here, we are going to be declaring the data members of this test class. A and B are the data members of this test class. Now we are going to be calling this constructor, test of I comma J. This is the constructors. This is a constructor. Now I value is assigned to A, J value assigned to B. Okay. Now pass an object. Now with the help of object, what I have said, the second category, we can pass an object also. Like here also we can discuss and later also we can discuss this also. Now this object dot A equal to object dot A into 20. Object dot B equal to object dot B by 20. This is assignment shorthand operators. Hope you remember assignment shorthand operators, right? Now this is the constructor end here and this is the method ends here, method end here, and this is the class end here. Okay. Now I am creating one more class for calling the main method, pass object reference. Pass object reference here, calling the main method over here. I am passing two parameters, 15 and 20. Call by, this is the we are calling constructor. Now once you're calling 15, 20, what is the I value is 15. What is J? 20. Now what will be there? Once you call this one, Once you call this, what is the object name of this test class? Obj. What will be there in obj? Now I'm creating a object for the class test. What are the data members of test class? A and B, right? Now what are the values of this one? It is assigned here. A equal to I means what? Now I has assigned to A. Now what is B equal to J means J has assigned to B, that is 20. Now for this entire, we are creating an object called as obj. Now obj is points to this class. Clear? Now once it is done, it will be do up to that. Once it is, this statement has executed. Now we have created a object obj which is pointing to that one, and we are assigning a value to 15 and b value to 20. Where we have assigned in this constructor, where you have passed the values, here we are passed the values 15 and 20. Once it is done, it will be assigned a value, means I here 15, j 20, 20, 15 is assigned to a, j is assigned to 20 is assigned to b. Like this is ob is going to pointing now here. This is ob object is pointing to entire class. Ob is pointing to entire class. Clear? Now, what is the next step here? We are just displaying ob.a and ob.b before calling. What is ob.a? How to access this one? Because this is the object, right? These are the data members which is outside of this, the class. So ob.a. ob.a means ob.a value. What is ob.a value? 15. ob.b value is 20. Now, once you display this one, the output is 15 and 20. Next, I am calling the method here. So previously I called ob dot the method of 15 comma 20 a comma b. Now I am just passing entire object. Directly I am passing entire object. What is the benefit of passing of entire object? Instead of passing one argument by one argument, like a comma b comma c comma d comma, if it is n number of arguments, we have to pass n number of parameters. But if you are going to be create an object for that class, entire object you can pass means what? Passing of entire object means what? Entire class you are passing, entire the data members. What are the data members of this class? A and B. So if you are passing OB, it means what? You are passing A comma B, because only two variables data members are there. That's why it's a 2. If it is a 3 parameters, you can pass it. So instead of 3 parameters or 2 parameters to passing, we can pass only with the help of a object. So where is it is going to passing? Where we are going to passing for that? We are going to passing here obj. Okay, so we are going to passing obj here, obj, and now once it is passing obj, it will come back to here. Now see what will be there in this o. O means what here? It is ob. Now o means, now o dot a. Now o dot means what? ob dot a only. ob dot a means what? 15 into 20 equal to 30. Now where it is assigned? O dot a. O dot a equal to, O dot a means 15 into 2, that is 30. Now O dot a means automatically it is nothing but what? It is a OB only, because we are passing, this is actual, this is the formal object, this is the actual object. Now this is nothing but, there is no, like for actual arguments and formal argument, there is no actual object and there is no formal object. Object means object. For entire class, we are going to be accessing from whenever we can access. That's why here we can call, in this example, we can call this or the actual arguments, and we can call this or the formal argument. But for the methods, there is no concept called as this is the actual object and this is a formal object, because wherever it is object only. For this class, we are calling as OB, but for this class, we are calling as O here. That's all. That is the difference. Okay. Both are, if you call O dot A, it is nothing but OB dot A only. So it is reflected. Now A value is going to be changing from 15 to 30. Next statement. OB dot, this is OB means O dot B equal to O dot B by 2, means 20 by 2. How much? 10. That value will be reflected here. O dot A means what? OB dot A only. So now here it is already 20 here in the B. Now it is 10 in OB dot B. Okay. Now it is updated. Now after executing this one, here when you are displaying these values, it is calling O dot A. Now it is changed from 15 to 30. Now it is 30. OB dot B, it is changed from 20 to 10. Now it is 10. Okay, 15, 20 before calling, after calling 30, 10. Where it is not possible in the call by value, here it is possible in the call by reference. Call by reference means what? Call by value means it's only local for that one. It is not going to be updated actual in the memory, actual in the reference. So here with the help of the object, we are going to be changing the actual values with the help of object reference. Nothing but this is called as call by reference or passing the object as parameter. Okay. Now the second one, using objects as parameter. Just now I said you, right? It's the same code. Any change? A comma B, we have assigned A, B, and we are taken as O object. We have taken O, right? And here we are going to calling the constructors OB1, OB2, OB3, and just we are passing as a parameter here OB1 dot equal to OB2, OB1 dot equal to OB3. Just passing here. The same program you can write here. The same program can also be write for the using objects as reference. No doubt about that one. Okay. But for more understanding, one more example I'm giving using objects as reference. We can pass objects as methods as pass to methods. Now let me see what actually. Now I'm creating a class called as text and I'm taking a variables A and B. Now I'm creating a constructor, and what the constructor will do? It will assign I value to A, and the parameters which is coming from the calling method will be assigned to A and assigned to B. Now we are creating a method called as equal to. What will we do is once it's compared between the two objects parameters, two objects variable, object 1 variable and object 2 variables. If it is both are same, then it returns true. If it is both are not same, it returns false value. That is the purpose of equal to method. Okay. Now coming to next class of this. Now here the class test is ended. Now see, the constructor ended here, and this method is ended here, and this class is ended here. This class ended here. Okay. The classes. Now we are creating a main method. For that we are creating a class called as pass object, pass OB. Now main method, we are calling this constructor test 100 comma 22. What is object 1? OB1. What is object 2? 122. What is object 3? -1, -2. When the three statements are executed, when these three statements are executed, how it will be executed? Like this. OB1 object has created for test class, right? For test class. What are the test members? Data members A and B. What is the A here? 100. Now what is the B? That is 22. Now OB1 is pointing to this class. Similarly, OB2 we have created of the same class, test class. What are the data members? A and B. What are the values of this one? 100 and 22. We have, and OB2 is pointing to this class. Next we have created OB3 for the same class test. What are the data members of test class? A and B. What are the values of A and B in the OB3? -1, -1. That's what right here. 100, 100, 100, 122, 122, -1, -1. For OB3, -1, -1. Now OB3 points to this class. Clear? Once it is completed, this three statement, it will be like this. It is assigned. Like this, it is assigned. Clear? Now, what is the next step? We are displaying OB1 equal to OB2. We are checking OB1 dot equal to of OB2. We are passing as an object directly with the help of object 1. Who called equal to OB1? With the help of which object? OB2 object. Once again, who called equal to OB1? With the help of OB2 object. Now, once it is called, it will go to this equal to method. Now, what is there in O? OB2. OB2, right? We are passing the parameter here OB2 only, right? OB2 of this. Now O dot A means what? OB2 dot A. OB2 dot A means what? 100. Here 100. Now equal to A. What is A here? Who called OB1? A means what? Automatically OB1 A only, because whoever called this one, they directly use the variable name instead of object name dot variable name. They can directly use the variable name itself instead of calling the object name. But here, who called this? The OB2 with the help of OB2. So that's why we are going to take O dot A here. This is right. So A means the object 1. OB1 dot A meaning is that is 100. Next O dot B. O dot B means what? OB2 dot B. What is this OB dot B? 22. What is B here? The OB1. Because who called equal to OB1. So that's why whoever it is calling, directly we are using the variable names. With the help of whom it is calling, that will be taken as the object name dot variable name. Remember that. Now it is B means what? OB1 dot B, that is 22. So 100 equal to 100, true. 22 equal to 22 equal to 22. Then it is also true. True and true, both are true. There it is returns true value. Okay. So OB1 equal to OB2, it is a true. It will display the output as true. Next I am calling with the help of OB1. OB1 is calling equal to operator, but now the parameter is passing OB3 object. Now what are the OB3 values are there? -1 and -1. So it is -1 equal to 100, true or false, false, and -1 equal to 22, true or false, false, false and false, false. So any one thing is false, then it is automatically false. It returns false value. So it displays the value as false. So this is the concept how we can be pass a object as a parameter. Okay, clear? Now this is for your extra information. Till now we have seen in the previous in the constructor. Hope you remember in the constructor we have taken width and height and depth, right? In the constructors. Hope you remember here in the constructor in the method overloading. So here what we are calling? Here we are calling the volume, the object name dot volume of this one. Object name dot volume. When you are calling this one val, it returns. It will be calculated here. It returns the value. Now a method can be written a value or a variable also can be written based on the need. It will be written. Now here in this example, what we are trying to do doing is a method can not only can return a value but also can return an object also. Now let me see how it is. A method can return any type of data, including class types that can be created. Class types also can be written. Now to understand very clearly, we can return an object. How we can be? See, I'm creating a class test. I'm taking a data member A. I'm creating a constructor, and whatever the parameters we are getting from the calling method, I'm assigning to A. I'm creating one more method, increment by 10. Now remember, what is the return type of this method? Till now we have seen that the return types of a method is int, float, void. Now we can also use a class as a return type for a method. Return type for a method, because if a method returns an integer value, what is the return type of the method? Int only. If a method returns a float value, what is the return type of that method? Float value. What is the return type of the character? If it is a return character, the return type is char only. If the method returns nothing, the return type is void. If a method returns an object, what is the return type? Class. If a method returns an object, then the return type, the receiving end should be a class only. Now, in this method, what we are doing, I'm just creating an object of temp and calling a constructor with a plus 10 value here. Okay, I'm returning the object. How I'm saying the returning object? What is this line indicates? I'm creating an object because with the help of new operator, with the help of this text constructor. What type of object temp it is? Test type of class construct object. That is temp I'm returning. When I'm returning an object, the return type should be a class. So the constructor end here, the method end here, and the class end here. Here is the end. Now I'm creating one more class that is called as return object ret op. I'm calling the main method. I'm calling a constructor 2. Now once I'm calling with the with the value 2, what will happen here? I'm creating what type of object? OB1. Now once it is creating OB1 for a class test, how many variables are there in a class test? Only one. What is the value it is calling? With the help of 2 it is calling. Int I, it will be called. Now what is I? 2. I value is assigned to A. Once it is assigned, the value of A will be changed to 2 here. Now it is OB1 pointing to this. This is what it is done. For what? For this step. You are passing a 2 value, and in this constructor, this 2 value you are going to assigning to A, where A is the data member of test. Now to access that variable, we are creating an object OB1. Here we are creating an object OB1. Now OB1 is pointing to test class. Whatever the data members or methods of the test class, we can access with the help of OB1. Now I'm creating a reference of OB2. Of what type of OB2 object it is? Test class. I'm not creating object OB2. Creating object is what? We have to take the right hand side, new operator. If you are taking up to the left hand side, it is called as what? Declaring an object. You are just declaring an object. You just declare an object. Declare an object means what? Creating an reference. That's all. Not creating an object. We are creating a reference for the object. Just creating a reference. That's all. Now I'm calling OB2 equal to OB1 dot increment by 10. OB1 equal to OB2 equal to OB1 dot increment by 10. Now once you are calling this one, it will be come back to this method. It will come to here, increment by 10. Now once it is came, what will happen in this code? We are creating a object test equal to temp new test of A plus. What is the A value? Here, what is the A value? A value is 2. 2 plus 10. What is 2 plus 10? It is 12 total value, right? So test of 12. Test of 12 will be called here. Now I value. I is what? 12. Now A value is going to be assigned to 12. And now A value is going to be changed to 2. It is going to change as 12. Okay. Now return temp. Now what is return temp is what? Now temp is pointing to what? Now it is created for a class object here. Now it is also pointing to test. Temp also pointing to test class. This is return test. Return temp. Now OB1 also pointing to the test class. Temp also pointing to test class. That is how it returns. Once it is returned, the receiver, who is the receiver here? Now when you are returning a val of a val equal to volume of, we are going to be doing that in the previous example. We are returning a double value means the receiver end also be a double variable. If you are returning an integer value, the receiver end also be a integer value. Now it is what the statement has sent. It returns an object. Now the receiver, the left hand side also be an object. So that's why we have created only the object reference. We have not created an object. So previously, normally, once this statement, before this statement, once you done it, it will be points to what? Only OB2 is going to be, the meaning of this one is, before that statement, this is a test class, right? For this test class, this is a variable. Now OB2, it is only just OB2. It is not at all pointed until where once you created this line, it will be not pointed to OB2, not pointed to test class. Okay, because we have created only reference, but you are not created our object. Creation of object means what? Mapping that object to that class. Once you executed this statement, OB2 equal to OB1 dot increment by 10. Once it is returns the temp, once it is returned back here, now temp already is mapping to this, right? Now, once it is written, OB2 equal to what now? OB2 equal to temp. OB2 equal to temp means what? It is now, temp is already mapping to class 1. Now, OB2 also points to test class. Now, what is the A value? 12. That will be there. Now, OB1 dot A. OB1 dot A means what? OB1 dot A value. What is the OB1 dot A value? Temp dot here. Temp is going to be, here it is going to be changing over here. Now, see for example, here temp is mapping means temp is already created with a constructor. Now you can remove here. Now temp is mapping to here. Now A value, this is the test. Now once you call this constructor, because previously you have called with the 2 parameter, with the value 2. That's why OB1 is going to be created with 2 value. Now you created a constructor with A plus 2, that is 2 plus 10, that is 12. Now A value is 12. Now temp is pointing to this 12 and OB1 is pointing to 2, but not pointing to this. This is remove here. Just make a correction. It is not pointing to here. Now temp is going to pointing to this because you have call a constructor with A plus 10, whereas OB1 is called with the value of 2 here, with the value of 2. So that's why OB1 is pointing to 2 and temp is pointing to 12. This is 2 plus 2, 12, right? 12 has pointing to here. Now OB2. Now automatically OB2 equal to temp means OB2 and temp both are going to pointing to same. It is pointing to same. That is OB2 dot, this is A variable. Now we are displaying OB1 dot A. OB1 dot A value means what? OB1 dot A value is what? 2. That's the 2 value to display for 2 here. And OB2 dot A, once you are calling, it is displaying 12. Now once again I am calling AB2. Now this is 2 and this is 12. Now I am calling OB2 equal to OB2 dot increment by 10. Previously for which value I had to call? OB1. With the help of OB1 I have called the increment by 10 method. Now I am calling OB2, the method increment by 2 with the help of OB2 object, right? When I am calling OB2 object, what are the data members of OB2? A. What is the values? 12. Now once I am calling this statement, it will go back to here. So it is go back here and it will create a temp of value A. Now what is the A value now? It is a 12 plus 10. How it is a 12? Because who called increment by 10 method? OB2. So that's why whatever the value of A in OB2 object, that only it will be considered here A. That's why 12 plus 10, that is 22. Test of 22 will be called here, and A value is going to be changing from A equal to I. That is A value is now 22. Return temp. Now return temps means where it is gone. Now here it is gone. Now OBJ equal to OB2 equal to, now what is OB2? OB2 equal to now temp. Now what is the temp? It is updated value. Now it is changed to 12 to 20. Okay. Now when you are displaying OB2.A, Now what is the value? It will display as 22. Okay. So whoever it is calling the object, that object values the data members can access. Now whoever going to be called as a parameter, for that parameter object, we have to be called with the object name dot data member. So like this, it is going to be incremented over here. So this is about the parameter passing. So what we have discussed is we have discussed about the parameter definition and followed by how we are passing by values to a parameters, passing parameters, nothing but passed by value as a parameters to the method, and passing by reference as a parameters to the method, and using objects as a parameters to the method, and using how we are going to be returning that objects over that. That's about the parameter passing in Java. Okay.